If the Democratic Party wants to win this election, and I'm saying something everybody in the room knows, they have to elect someone who has moderate views. I'm sorry, it just has to happen. If you want to make a point and lose, then do otherwise. And Heidi and I know most of the candidates, most of the top-tier candidates well. I knew Kamala Harris was going to end up running for president early on. I could just see her on the Senate floor. She's got, I won't go into all the attributes, but she's obviously someone who's an attractive candidate in every way. And I took her to dinner. And I said, I know you're going to run for president. Oh, I'm not running for president, no way. I said, look, I watched the same thing happen with President Obama when I came in the Senate. You're going to run. Please be moderate. And I noticed she shifted over last night to a less moderate place as it relates to health care. And so Joe Biden, of course, we all know and love. Republicans trusted him, believe it or not. He's very verbose and very gaffe-prone, but he kind of is inoculated from with our current president, right? So he gets a pass with that. Joe even has slid over a little bit, but it'll be interesting if he can hang in. But I'll just stop there. I don't want to go through all 24 candidates or whatever. I do want to say again that an extreme candidate on the Democratic side is the very best way for those of you who don't want to see Donald Trump serve again.
Heidi, can I before I jump in on that, do you consider Donald Trump a representative of the extreme side of the Republican Party?
No, I think Donald Trump is an opportunist. I don't think he's a Democrat. I don't think he's a Republican. I think Donald Trump's all about Donald Trump. So if you start, but because he has occupied that space in a big personal, way, he has sucked the Republican Party into the vortex with him. And now he is defining the Republican Party. The Republican Party that I knew would never impose tariffs unilaterally. The Republican Party that I knew would never call Kim Jong-un a really good guy, right? I mean, just you go down the list. And so the realignment of party kind of identification with issues has been blurred by personality. On our side, and I want to talk about the debates, I got myself in a little hot water, and I'm going to repeat it because I think it's true. The winner of those two debates last night and the night before was Donald Trump. And I say that because, not just because of the healthcare stuff. Kamala has since walked the healthcare stuff back. Oh. This is the second time she walked the healthcare stuff back. But I say that because when they said, how many of you would decriminalize the border, they all raised their hand but Michael Bennet. When they said, how many of you would give health insurance, which many North Dakotans can't afford, many people in your states can't afford, to undocumented workers, they all raised their hand. And middle America, where I'm from, went, who are these people? No, really, who are these people? Because that's not who, we want an alternative. People in this country want an alternative to Donald Trump. The vast majority of people. He got 34%. They're in the cult. They're with him. They aren't going to, nothing he could do could possibly drag them away from him. But he needs more than that. And the only way he can get more than that is if we go too far to the left. If we create a situation where people don't see a viable alternative, and the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know. Now, what I had hoped, and I'll just make one last comment about the debates, I expected Amy to come full-throated out with moderate position. She came the closest, but Amy kind of gets there and then pulls back. And part of that, it was easy for me, and Bob knows this, coming from North Dakota, it was easy for me to be full-throated moderate. It's who I am, but it also isn't bad politics in my state. But Amy has the Twin Cities, and then she has Greater Minnesota, and so she's always walking that line between those two Democratic or Minnesota constituencies. And so she now has an opportunity, in my opinion, to actually take that lane. To actually take the moderate lane, because I think Joe drifted. I do. I think he drifted out of the moderate lane. It started and don't hate me, don't be haters. It started when he said, I will repeal the Hyde Amendment. And so he drifted from previous positions that were crafted in moderation, in compromise, and people are tired of people going to their corners and shouting across the bow, right? And they want compromise. And the one thing Joe tried to do last night, I think the vice president, I should say, be nice. The one thing he tried to do was to say, I'm that guy, but the more extreme the positions that he took, the tougher it was to believe that he could bridge those gaps.